not a recent letter, but it still holds true today. As you may know, I spent 5.5 years as a prisoner of war during Vietnam. In the early years of our imprisonment, the North Vietnamese community kept us in solitary confinement of 2 to 3 in a cell. In 1971, the NVA moved us from these conditions of isolation into large rooms of as many as 30 and 40 men per room. This was, you can imagine, a wonderful change, and it was a direct result of the efforts of millions of Americans 10,000 miles away. One of the men who moved into my room was a young man named Mike Christian. Mike came from a small town near Selma, Alabama. He didn't wear a pair of shoes until he was 13 years old. At the age of 17, he enlisted in the United States Navy. He later earned a commission by going to officer training school. Then he became a naval flight officer who was shot down and captured in 1967. Mike had a keen and deep appreciation of the opportunities this country and our military provide for people who want to work and want to succeed. As part of the change in treatment, the Vietnamese allowed some prisoners to receive packages from home. And some of these packages were handkerchiefs, scarves, and other items of clothing. Mike got himself a bamboo needle. Over a period of a couple months, he created an American flag and sewed it inside his shirt. Every afternoon before we had a bowl of soup, we would hang Mike's shirt on the wall of the cell and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I know the Pledge of Allegiance may not seem the most important part of our day today, but as you can assume, in that stark cell, it was indeed the most important and meaningful event. One day the Vietnamese searched our cell, as they did periodically, and discovered Mike's shirt with the flag still inside, and removed it. That evening they returned, opened the door cell, and for the benefit of all of us, they beat Mike Christian severely for the next couple of hours. Then they opened the door, threw him back in the cell, and left. We cleaned him up as best we could. The cell in which we lived had a concrete slab in the middle in which we slept, 4 naked light bulbs hung in each corner of the room. As I said, we tried to clean up Mike as best we could. After the excitement died down, I looked in the corner of the room and sitting beneath the dim light bulb with a piece of red cloth, another shirt, and a bamboo needle was my friend Mike Christian. Sitting there with his eyes almost shut from the swelling of the beam, he was making another American flag. He was not making a flag because it made Mike Christian feel better. He was making a flag because he knew how important it was for all of them to be able to say the Pledge of Allegiance and pledge their allegiance to the flag of our country. So the next time you say the Pledge of Allegiance, you must never forget the sacrifice and courage that thousands of Americans have made to build our nation for our freedom. Senator John McCain in 1988 addressed the National Republican Convention. And it's really interesting too because I think I've got a lot in common with John McCain. You're going to love this, it's a lot of fun. When he was born, I was born. His name is John, my name is John. He was Navy, I was Navy. He represents Arizona. I was once represented by an attorney in Arizona. He's heading to be the President of the United States of America, the largest, most powerful country in the world. I'm leading to become the head of the largest transitional workforce integration program in the country. NASA Education Corps, with Project Fresh Start, and the avant-garde companies we've created. You know, they told me I'd be short on time because we ran over earlier, but at our table out in the hall of flags, all kinds of information about what we do. Because I don't have enough time for the rest of the afternoon to be able to tell you. We're planning on having, by the end of summer, 2,000 beds for transitional homes, 150-bed nursing facility in McHenry County, skilled nursing facility of veterans homes in McHenry County, 25 transitional family apartments. Now there's 2,000 beds with the workforce integration, all under one roof. Okay. trying to accomplish it. Not just for the stuff that we've done in mass education, but the stuff that we've been able to do with the congressional units, the congressional service providers, congressionally recognized providers, like the VFW, the American Legion, and AFES, and all of the organizations have come together. And they still do. In New York, there's an organization called Veterans for Veterans Connection, Operation Firing for Effect, Gene Side. They're working on one very specific task, and that task is for mandatory funding for VA medical. Not discretionary funding. And we've taken our TV show, Mr. America, around to several legislators, senators and representatives, both state and U.S., to get their opinions on this. And from our county board members all the way to U.S. Congress, mandatory funding for VA medical has got to be pushed through. Now they're doing that at a federal level. But on a state level, there's all of us. If you take a look at AARP, it's numbers of AARP, which I'll be a member of soon. A lot of voting power in AARP. Most of AARP, and then some, are veterans. A lot of voting power there as well. If all of the issues were able to be brought up, acted on, letters written, phone calls made to the representatives, whether the representatives here with us or the representatives that don't want to be here with us, they've got to be heard. And if you don't do it, it won't be heard. We deserve the right, we fought for the right to speak our piece. Our forefathers fought for that right. We need to exploit it, we need to do it. We have such a great opportunity this year, this election year, because we decide who is hired and who is fired. How many business owners are there? Any? There's got managers previously. You had to interview people. And we do that every day until the election. On the election, we decide who is hired and who is fired. And we've got wonderful people representing us here because they know that they're on the stage because of us. Senator Alton, every veteran's function, every veteran's benefit, every veteran's anything we have in her district, she is there and she's part of it. And she is looking out for us in that district. And if yours is not, your senator or your representative, then they probably need to be fired. And you have the power to do that. Yeah. Get out of the politics piece of it. With our program, Project Fresh Start, and all of the pieces that we provide, yes, I like the applause. But it's something that we should all do, and I'm sure that we all are part of it. The VFW, there's the homeless chairman, the American Legion, there's believe something about that. But all of us, day by day by day, need to be able to do something giving back to the people that got us where we are anyway. We didn't go off and fight to become just guys wearing hats. But I'm a lifetime member of the VFW and commander-elect of our force for this year. But I didn't do that. I didn't go in the Navy for 8 years through Beirut to wear the hat. Or wear the little flag. I don't wear the flag to be patriotic. I wear the flag because I think people don't see it enough, and they should see it when they see me. And I'm not tricked by the media to tell me to wear a flag, otherwise I would be very presidential, even though I'm not the president. But I think that's why he should have wear the flag. Should have never been told against it. But nonetheless, we're all